Welcome to day 2 of the Think and Grow Rich Masterclass. Super excited to be here today. We're going to get it going in about 2 minutes. But guys, throw some fire in the chat. Number one, if you can hear me. Throw some fire in the chat if you can hear me. And number two, go ahead and put in the chat where you guys are coming in from. I see we have France, we have Hungary. I know we have United States represented. Trying to figure out where you guys are coming in from. Feel free to share this again. Grab the link, share it with people. This group is a free group. This masterclass is a free class. And we are giving away the information of the world's wealthiest people. And again, none of this is my opinion. You can see here by this picture, you know, my mentor is Bob Proctor. He's been mentoring me for almost a decade. His mentor was Earl Nightingale. Earl was mentored by Napoleon Hill, and Napoleon Hill was mentored by the first recorded billionaire, who's Andrew Carnegie. So guys, go ahead and throw some fire in the chat. Let's get the chatter going. We got India in the house. Holy cow. I don't even know what time. What time is it in India? I don't even know what time it is there. I know it's 9 o'clock in Hungary, and I believe in London as well. Those crazy guys were on with us at 3 a.m. last night. New Jersey in the house. Lisa, what's up? Good to see you guys. Awesome, awesome. Well, let's get going, guys. And if you didn't join us yesterday, you should be able to get the replay in the group. And there was a little bit of homework yesterday too, a little bit of an action item. So make sure you're looking for that. And again, if anybody you know joins at any time during the week, they're going to get all the replays. So if somebody comes in halfway through, that's okay. If somebody comes in Thursday or Friday, that's okay. So please, please, please share this. We're looking to impact people. It's midnight in India, it looks like. So congratulations for the commitment there, guys. Love it, love it. Awesome. Well, let's get started, guys and girls. Yesterday was absolutely amazing. So much energy, so much fire. We worked on mindset, and obviously mindset is the foundation of success. There's no substitute for it. We went through that yesterday. Anybody achieving at any kind of a successful level is operating with a very positive mindset, a very focused mindset. So we took a deep dive into that yesterday. And today we're going to be talking about goal setting, the science of goal setting and goal achievement, right? And then tomorrow we're going to dig into paradigms. And tomorrow is probably the most important day. If I was going to pick one day, it would probably be tomorrow, and then obviously Thursday on decision. So make sure you guys are getting the word out. If you resonate with what we're saying here today, share the link, share the group, and we'll impact people together. And then, like I said, obviously Thursday is decision making. So guys, we're going to take a deep dive into goal setting. And before I move forward here, I want you to see if you can answer this question. You know, what is a goal? What is a goal? I've worked with people all over the world in all different countries of all different backgrounds, and I've yet to be able to have somebody really explain what a goal is. So it's very important to understand what a goal is. And there's a lot of opinions. Oh, a goal is something, you know, it's a target. It's something you go after. You know, Bob says that a goal is something that's made to make you grow and stretch and think, right? To become something, which I agree with. But on a deeper level, there's an energy equation here, right? A goal is an idea that you fall in love with. A goal is an idea that you fall in love with. And I want you to think about this, because words are very powerful. Words are energy. So then we're going to say, okay, what is an idea? Well, an idea is a collection of thoughts, maybe hundreds or even thousands of thoughts. When we have an idea to get to 100,000 a month, it's going to involve many, many thoughts and a lot of actions, right? So then we got to say, well, what is the thought, right? In the matrix, we get to the foundation of things. We like to get to the foundation. So what is a thought? Well, a thought is an electrical impulse sent or received from your brain, right? From infinite intelligence to and through other people, we can mastermind. We send and receive signals from the instrument of our brain, right? The electronic switching station that's known in our brain. So if a goal is an idea that we fall in love with, what we're saying is it's really a bunch of energy. That's the first part. So a goal is a bunch of energy. Then when we say fall in love with it, love is the highest frequency, the highest vibration known to mankind. Some people equate with love with God, right? Or life, life force, all these words that we use to talk about what is the bigger power, right? Universal consciousness. So if love is the highest vibration and frequency, then a goal is a bunch of energy that we hold in a high vibration. Does that make sense, guys? We're going to show you how to do that. And you're really going to want to go back to yesterday to understand vibration and how to get into a high vibration, because this is one of the primary laws of the universe, the law of vibration. Does that make sense, guys? So throw some fire in the chat if that makes sense. A goal is an idea that you fall in love with, or in the scientific community, it's energy that we hold in a high vibration. And the thing that takes energy into form is consciousness. So if you have a goal, a physical goal of 100,000, a million a month, whatever that is, you're going to have to hold the energy with your consciousness to transmute it into form. And guys, I can prove this. This is not my opinion. I'm holding an iPhone here. This used to be thought energy. It used to be an idea that Steve Jobs fell in love with, and he transmuted it to and through his mind into the physical form of a $2 trillion global empire, right? So this is the way everything is done. It's just we're not taught this stuff in school. And these are not complicated things to understand either, right? Consciousness is what turns energy into matter. All right, guys, energy cannot turn itself into matter. So wanted to give you a little bit of an explanation about what goals are before we go forward. And I want you to play along with me, guys. Take a look at this picture and tell me what this is. What does this represent to you guys? Take a look at this picture. It's not my baby picture, although I was a cute little bastard when I was growing up. But what does this represent to you guys? What does this look like? A lot of people say it looks like innocence, or maybe a new beginning. What does this look like to you guys? Just go ahead and type in the chat as you're watching. I know we have a little delay here. A lot of people say it looks like a clean slate. Some people say it looks like me. Guys, what this picture is here, blank slate. Adam says blank slate. Right? What this is you. This is a picture of you, or a representation of you. It's also me, by the way. This is us at our current level of awareness. If you were to compare your income to, say, Warren Buffett at $34 million a day, or a Jeff Bezos, and same with me, I'm not a billionaire yet, although it is one of my goals, I would be at a very low level of awareness, or a lower level of awareness. So this is a representation of you as a blank slate. And I want you to really think about this, guys, and tune into this one. When you were born and you were 1 or 2 months old, you did not have the ability to get dressed, right? If your parents would have put a pile of clothes next to you and said, get dressed, we would actually use the word impossible. It would have been impossible for you to get dressed, right? Now think about this, really think about this, because I'm guessing that nobody is here watching this seminar naked. I'm pretty sure you're not sitting in your living room or your bedroom watching this naked. I think you figured out how to put your clothes on today. I certainly did. So at one point, you and I both figured out how to do the impossible. Well, getting to 100,000 a month, $1 million a month, $1 million a week, that's just another version of putting your clothes on. Does that make sense, guys? Put a 7 in the chat if that makes sense, because at one time you learned to do the impossible. Now the difference is this little baby didn't have limiting beliefs about what was possible. Right now, most of you have limiting beliefs about getting to 6 or 7 figures a month. But that's just a limiting belief given to you by other people, right? There's no reality to that until you make it reality. So learning to put your clothes on is no different than learning to build wealth, unless you overcomplicate it. I know I was overcomplicating it for 30 years, right? I was rowing the same boat of ignorance. I didn't clue into any of this until I was in my early 40s, and I started to get mentorship in following a proven system. So guys, we're going to talk about levels of awareness, and that's what that just was, right? That baby was on a low level of awareness, and very, very important to understand levels of awareness, because there's no good or bad here. It's just, what are you aware of? And when we talk about income, I like to use dollars because it's easily measurable. I do want you to understand that income has very little to do with wealth, though, right? I don't want you to think that, oh, Brian's all just about the money. I'm about wealth building, and wealth is spirituality, physical fitness. It's your faith, it's finance, it's friends, right? It's family. Only a small part is finance, but we see numbers as very measurable. Everybody knows what 50,000 a year is, and 50,000 a year is not good or bad, right? It just is. It just is. And I want you guys to think about that, right? It's just a level of awareness. 100,000 a year, 250,000 a year. That's not good or bad. They're just two different levels of awareness. Now, if people are earning 250,000 a year, they might be comfortable, but nobody's earning 250,000 a year because that's what they want. I promise you. They may be comfortable and they may stay there, but that's not what they want. They're earning 250,000 because that's what they're aware of how to earn. Does that make sense, guys? Throw some fire in the chat if that's making sense, because whether it's 500,000, a million a year, a million a month, right? These are just numbers. If you make them big, then you're probably going to push them away. But if you start to minimize them, then they become small. Even 5 million, right? 5 million is a place. Everything that you guys need to get to 5 million a year is already here. All the revenue streams, all the awareness, all the people, all the circumstances. It's just up to us to become aware. So the question is, how do we become aware? Well, for me, it was hiring Bob Proctor, hiring a mentor, and going through thinking and the results. But I'm going to give you a little shortcut here, guys. The way to raise your level of awareness is to study for your mind every day, study in your industry, and take daily measurable action. Now, the sad part is most people watching this won't do that, even though I just said it. It's a very simple equation, but as you're going to see tomorrow when we talk about paradigms, it's not that we don't know what to do a lot of the times, it's that we don't do it, right? We know we should eat healthy, drink water, and exercise, but most of the planet's not doing that. Most people have one foot in the grave when it comes to their health, right? So the way we raise our level of awareness, and this is why we created the Mindset Masters and all of our programs, is to continually study your mind, continually study your industry, and take daily measurable action. And what you're going to see here is that if you keep doing that and you learn to let go and let God, right? Focus on your part of the deal. Everything is a co-creation. Most human beings are trying to do both parts. They start a business and then they worry about the business succeeding and they sabotage it. You're supposed to start a business on faith and then hand it over to God and move forward. Hand it over to the other part of the equation, right, guys? But this is how it happens. Now, when you work with us and we take programs like Thinking and Results, eventually you're going to hit your goals. It's a mathematical equation. And when you hit your goal, you're going to say, why didn't I set it here? Right? This is what happens to me. When I first started studying Thinking and Results, guys, I literally took my construction business from 1 million to 10 million in 12 months. And then when I got there, I was like, wow, I could have set it at 100 million. My whole awareness became bigger. And there's nothing good or bad about that. It was a great experience. I 10x my income. Everything was amazing. But the fact of the matter is, I was at a low level of awareness and I moved up a couple ladders. Well, we can keep doing that, right? There's no such thing as big or small. The earth itself is not big or small until you compare it to something like a golf ball or the entire universe. I want you to let that sink in, guys. Most of you are magnifying income. If I could only get to 100,000 a month. Some of you are saying, if I could only get to 10,000 a month. Well, of course you can get to 10,000 a month or 10,000 a day. My daughter just turned 25 and she's a millionaire, right? And I don't say that to impress you. She has the information we teach and she's had it since she was 19, 20 years old. So for me, I didn't come in front of this information until I was about 40. Some people are picking this stuff up at age, 10, 11, 12, right? But it's a matter of getting in front of the right system, the right information, and getting a mentor. So I want you guys to think about that. Now, play along with me again, guys, as we show these pictures. Here's that little baby again. And this is how we go from innocence, or I shouldn't say innocence, I should say from a low level of awareness to a high level of awareness, right? There's certain things that we do: repetitive study, repetitive action, understanding faith. Almost nobody understands what faith is. I have people, again, all over the world say, oh, I have faith. And then I ask them a few questions and look at their results, and they're demonstrating they don't have faith because they're worrying. They have fear, doubt, and worry. If somebody is in the frequency of faith, it's impossible to have fear, doubt, worry, anger, resentment. Those things don't live in the same plane, guys. They're polar opposites. So you can question your faith here. Do you really have faith? And then there's the time piece of it. And we raise our level of awareness. This is the equation, guys. That's how it goes. Just making sense, guys? And then I am. I am is probably the most misunderstood 2 words in the entire English language. But what you're saying is I am a creator. Now, part of the deal is we're not given a blueprint, right? When we're born, we go through grade school, high school. We learn a little math, a little English, a little history, a little science. They're teaching us to be a school teacher, aren't they? They're not teaching us self-image, decision, mindset, real estate, cryptocurrency, YouTube, right? So there's no blueprint. Well, Thinking in the Results is a blueprint, right? This is a blueprint to go from where you are to where you want to be, a blueprint for success. All right, guys. So it's good to have a blueprint. And the other thing is to have a mentor, right? It's the one thing I was missing for the first half of my life. The instant I got a mentor and followed a proven system, this is when all these other companies started popping. The consulting, the gaming, the network marketing, right? Everything we're doing, the software, it all came as a result of taking some action. And again, guys, yesterday we talked about the universal laws, right? I'm just going to go over these really quickly again. We have the universal law of vibration. Everything is in motion. Everything responds to vibration. When you learn to raise your vibration, you will attract the people, places, and things to get you to your goal. And this is called a transmutation of energy. The second law, this is how an acorn turns into an oak tree and then into leaves, and then it falls back to the ground and goes back to soil. This is also how an ice cube turns to water, turns to steam, turns to air, gas, and ether. And it's also how a human spirit enters and becomes a baby, lives a full life, appears to die, and goes back to energy or spirit. Everything is in a constant transmutation of energy. I talked about the law of opposites, right? This comes into play because you can either be thinking about what you want, or by the law of opposites, you're going to be thinking about what you don't want. And I can prove this to you if anybody here has ever thought about getting COVID, or ever thought about foreclosure, or ever thought about disease. If you're thinking about what you don't want, right? That's like praying for what you don't want. There's a law of opposites. We have the law of rhythms. There's a rhythmic nature to the universe. And this is why we have winter, spring, summer, and fall. It never goes winter, winter, summer, winter, right? So there's a law of rhythms that we can understand. We have the law of gender, which is male, female, but it's not necessarily like you're thinking, men and women. There's a feminine and masculine energy to everything in the universe. And then we have the law of relativity, which I just shared with you, right? Everything is relative. 100,000 a month is not a big number or a small number. It's just a number. It's not to compare it to 1,000 a month or 10 million a month, right? Everything is relative to your experience. And the first thing we need to do as mindset masters is minimize these bigger numbers, right? And then there's a gestation period to everything, guys. You can have a thought and there's a gestation period. There's a period of time before the seed of your thought becomes something like an iPhone or a new business or a big network marketing team. Does that make sense, guys? So we have all these universal laws. And again, yesterday we talked about gravity, right? Nobody here can explain gravity. I'm an engineer and I can't explain gravity. Nobody can. We have theories, but that's about the best we have. But we are conditioned to work with gravity. I want you to really think about this. Almost everybody here has taken a flight. I took a flight Sunday, and every time I look out the window, I'm like, wow, we're really in harmony with gravity, but we can't explain it. Same thing with vibration. I gave you an example yesterday about the acorn turning into an oak tree when the vibration increases and it attracts what it needs. But there's the laws of God and nature that actually grow the acorn. What's the same thing with your goal? You can plant the seed of your goal and you can take action every day, but it's not up to you to worry about if it's going to happen or not, or how it's going to happen. Does that make sense, guys? Throw some fire in the chat if this is resonating. Hopefully I'm hitting home here with you guys. I always like to see if I'm resonating, and if a little interrupt here. There we go. And I'd like to see if things are hitting home for you guys. So throw some fire in the chat if this is resonating. Looks like we're getting some fire. Love it, love it. Great, guys. Let me take a little drink here. All right, here we go. Part 2. Again, going through some of these universal laws, I like to explain, and just a little bit of recap yesterday. We're talking about the mindset. The goal is to get the image from your conscious mind into your subconscious mind. All right, get that from your conscious mind into your subconscious. This causes the body to vibrate or take action and causes results. So yesterday we gave you guys a slide about how we're programmed normally, right? We're programmed to look at results to cause our thinking. But if you look at this chart, energy flows to and through you into a physical result. That makes sense? So we have to start with the energy. We have to start with the mindset. You never start with $100,000. You start with a thought to earn the 100,000. Now, once you have 100,000, we can turn it into 1 million, and that's a whole new goal, right? But look at this chart, guys, and take a screenshot if you can, because this is how ideas turn into results. This is how thoughts become things. And this is a very simple graphic that you guys can take a screenshot of. All right. And again, we talked about transmutation of energy yesterday. Well, a goal is a transmutation of energy. If you have a goal to get to 100,000 a month, you're going to get ideas on different revenue streams. And then you're going to have to talk to people, mastermind with people, bring people in, try new things, develop things, whatever that is. Your goal is a transmutation of energy. But if you have fear and doubt and worry, you're going to break the energy flow. That's what most people don't understand. That's what most people are doing. You need to have a dominant thought, right? A dominant thought, and hold that thought and disregard what everybody's saying, disregard what anybody thinks, and just move forward with velocity, as my friend Steve Walsh would say. So this is a transmutation of energy, right? From a thought to a thing, from the thought of building a house to the actual house, right? We do this stuff all the time, guys. We're just not taught how this works in school. So again, in order to build a house, you need a blueprint. Well, in order to achieve a goal, you need a blueprint too. And that blueprint is thinking in the results. We have a lot of people here on the webinar that are in that program with us, right? So there's a science, guys. And again, we talked about this yesterday, the 1% thinking. You have to start with new thinking every morning. This morning, I woke up at 5 o'clock. I went to the gym. I was pedaling on the bike, listening to my life script, flooding my mind as my eyes were closed with new thinking, new thinking, new thinking, new thinking. Now, think about this. Most people don't do that. Number one, most people don't get up at 5. Number two, most people don't go to the gym and meditate on the cycle while bombarding their mind with new ideas. But then the other thing is most people don't have my results either, including myself, again, for the first 40 years. Guys, I was educated as an engineer, an architect, a builder, right? I've done many things, traditional education, but I had inferior results. I was barely cracking 100,000 a year, even with all that traditional education. As soon as I started to understand the mind map and these principles here, everything changed, right? Everything changed. We started building new companies, attracting people, and the same can happen for you. New thinking causes higher vibrations, or what we call new feelings. Those higher vibrations cause the body to take new actions, and we get new results. This is so simple, I could explain it to a 5-year-old, except most of the planet, if you look at their results, they don't understand this. They wake up in the morning and they look in the mirror, they look at their bank account, they look at their job. It causes a low vibration, also known as depression. And then they go out in a depressed state trying to create, and they just create more depression. Make sense, guys? So again, everything we're talking about here, 95% mindset and only 5% what you do. I can teach somebody that's weaving baskets to monetize that all over the globe and make millions and millions of dollars. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It matters how you do it, right? And we have to imagine, we have to visualize, we have to have vision boards and vision books. What is it that you guys want? Why have the goal? Again, these are all pictures right out of my vision book. These are the ones that get me moving. These are the ones that get me dreaming and fantasizing about different things. And I know it looks like a lot of material things, but it's more of a lifestyle. If you've never been on a private jet, I highly suggest you try it. It's pretty cool. If you haven't taken your parents and your whole family on a vacation, I highly suggest you try it. It's a very good feeling. And that's the whole purpose, guys. So we're going to take a deeper dive into goal setting today. I wanted to recap a little bit yesterday, but I want you guys to imagine way back when I started working with Bob Proctor, the investment was $30,000 for a week. What if I didn't say yes, right? What if I didn't say yes? I'd still be stuck in construction. I wouldn't have succeeded in my network marketing company. I wouldn't have my software company. I wouldn't be with the love of my life. I wouldn't have any of this lake house, none of it. Imagine if I didn't say yes. Imagine if Bob Proctor didn't say yes 62 years ago, right? So you got to be a yes person, right? You got to be a yes person. So now we're going to get into the meat of it, guys. What is a goal? Well, I explained the scientific side of what a goal is, right? But the purpose of a goal is to make you grow and stretch and think, right? To grow and stretch and think. And again, we got to get the idea from the conscious into the subconscious, set up a new vibration. And what happens is you achieve all these things, right? See, the goal is not the car or the boat or the vacation or the Porsche tower. The goal for me, short term, is $1 million a day, right? A longer term goal is 21 billion in assets. But that's the goal for my subconscious mind. Everything that you're seeing here is what the results are. Philanthropy, helping people. Obviously, yeah, houses and cars, stuff like that, but it's more about how many people can we impact. But this is a good idea of what's going on, right? All these things we want to do, that's the result of a goal. Guys, we're electromagnetic beings. Again, this is just straight science. You can look this stuff up. It's not my opinion. We are electromagnetic beings, electro in the spiritual, magnetic in the physical. And what we're doing is learning how to raise your vibration so we can attract. This is the law of magnetism. So from here on in, guys, I want you to substitute the law of attraction with the law of magnetism, because nobody here can deny two magnets stick to each other, but nobody here can tell me why they stick to each other. All right, I want you to really think about that. Nobody here can tell me why magnets stick, but there's an invisible principle called magnetism. Well, we're electromagnetic beings, right? And we got to get the goal from the conscious into the subconscious to move into form. Here's a better picture, right? You're a magnet. When you learn to raise your vibration and hold an image, you'll attract what you want. This is the simplified version of what a human being is. You are a magnet. You attract everything into your life, good or bad. Matter of fact, there's no such thing as good or bad. There's just labels and labeling things. Does that make sense, guys? So throw some fire in the chat if this is making sense about being an electromagnetic being. This is why understanding vibration is so important. People think, what do you just think positive? Absolutely, right? The only other choice is negative. There's no such thing as neutral thinking. You're either thinking positive towards people, places, things, and circumstances, or by default, you're thinking negative, and it's all energy. So of course I only think positive. And if I ever catch myself thinking negative, right, I stop, I change it. I flip my frequency, I change my vibration. I do something to make sure that that doesn't continue. All right, guys, so hopefully this is hitting home. It looks like it is in the chats here. We get some fire from Adam over in Hungary. Tammy, what's up, what's up? Got some fire. Alex, what's up, brother? Good to see everybody. Love it, love it. So again, guys, conscious mind, subconscious body. You're going to see this image a lot, right? This is what we went over yesterday. Worry and doubt cause negative thinking, causes fear, the emotion of fear in the subconscious. That fear causes anxiety in the body, physical expression. Anxiety causes procrastination. This is why people don't move. Procrastination causes depression. This is why a lot of people in the world are depressed. And if you hold on to depression, it causes dis-ease. That is how most of the world is programmed. We want you guys to be on the side of knowledge, which is what we're doing here together all week. And we study through repetition. This is why I repeat things, right? And we get faith from knowledge. And faith leads to calmness and peacefulness, right? When you have faith, you can walk through life very calm with no stress. Even when the proverbial shit is hitting the fan, we can stay calm. It leads to acceleration, which is what we call action. And that action leads to a person that's at ease, right? Take a picture of this one, guys. This is the mind map. This is the keys to the kingdom. And this is what pursuing a goal in a high vibration will do for you guys. Don't live on this side of the deal. This is what this masterclass is designed to help you start doing, right? Say yes, come join us. Learn to live on the side of knowledge. Learn to move towards your goals. All right, guys, we have a blueprint for success, like I was saying earlier. And yesterday we showed you this image, right? This image of what fear in the mind looks like, what doubt looks like, what worry looks like. We don't want to do this. This is interrupting the energy from a thought to a thing, right? A lot of you guys have businesses and you get very excited, and then the very next day you start to have fear and doubt and worry. Well, you're self-sabotaging yourself, right? Think about this picture from yesterday. You want to operate on faith. And faith is not hoping or wishing. Faith is a frequency of mind that we need to hold between a desire and the result. If you desire to get to 10,000 a month, well, you need to hold the frequency of faith, right? And that's what we teach you guys in thinking in a result. So guys, there's a science of goal setting. There is a science of goal setting. And there's 3 types of goals, right? There's A-type goals, B-type goals, and C-type goals. And I want you guys to really understand what these all mean, because these are going to help you guys move forward. Oh, I think we have a little disrupt here. Bear with me, guys. Make sure we got signal. Let's see, where are we at? There we go. Sorry about that disruption, guys. I think we had a little disruption in the signal there. So we got A-type goals, B-type goals, and C-type goals. Now, A-type goals, this is what most of the world's doing. And you guys, type in the chat if you're doing this, is doing something you already know how to do. Like going to the gym is not a goal. You might have to change your paradigm, but it's not a goal. And the reason I know that is because you probably have a car, you probably know where the gym is, and you know how to drive your car to the gym. That would not constitute a goal. That would constitute a task or maybe something you need to do, but it wouldn't be a goal. Like I said, going to the gym, working your business, reaching out to 20 people a day is not a goal. That's a task. Now, it might be necessary, but you know how to do it. This is an A-type goal. This is what we pat ourselves in the back on all the time. Oh, I reached out to 10 people today. Well, congratulations. It's your business. You should do that, right? So A-type goals, getting up early. Now, you might have a challenge getting up early. I know sometimes I do, but that's not a goal. You know, we know how to go to bed early. We know how to set an alarm clock, and we know how to wake up. Whether we do or not is more of a knowing doing gap and also a paradigm, right? So I want you guys to think about that. So A-type goals is what a lot of people are doing. And I want to make sure you guys are not setting A-type goals. Eating healthy is not a goal. Eating healthy is not a goal, guys. We know how to do it, and a lot of us don't do it, including myself sometimes, but we can do things, we could set things in place so that we're not setting A-type goals. So make sure we're not setting A-type goals, guys. B-type goals are what a lot of other people are doing. Some of you are going to recognize this, and I want you to throw this in the chat. If you're doing B-type goals, just type B-type goal in the chat. It's doing something that's conditional. Hold on a second. I have a quick text here. There we go. Sorry about that. Perfect. Doing something conditional, right? When my kids get older, then I'll start the business. When my kids get older, then I'll start exercising. When my kids get older, then I'll do this, right? This is a very, very common one. Now, Warren Buffett has kids. Elon Musk has kids. Oprah Winfrey, I think, has kids. But the point is there are successful people with kids. Like, stop using your kids as an excuse. Now, I'm not saying it might not be challenging, but it's just so easy to sell yourself on the idea of when my kids get older, then I will, right? That's a conditional goal. Here's a huge one. When I make more money, then I'll take the course, right? When I make more money, then I'll start the business. When I make more money, I'll take a program to learn how to make more money, right? That's putting the effect before the cause. And that's a very, very common one, guys. We have to be able to figure this stuff out as entrepreneurs. When a good idea comes across your plate, or when a good investment opportunity or a good program, you want to say yes and figure it out. And the example I use, guys, all the time is if you had a loved one and they had some sort of an illness and you needed to come up with, let's say 10K by the end of the month, what would you do? Right? You'd figure it out. You'd do something to figure it out. Well, we don't want to do conditional goals like this. We want to just take action, make decisions, right? And here's another one. If I get promoted at work, then I'll do more work. That's not the way it works. You need to do more work. You need to become more before you get promoted. Does this make sense, guys? Throw some fire in the chat if this is making sense, because a lot of people miss this. I remember back when I was at General Electric, I had that same attitude. I'm ashamed to admit it, but nobody was mentoring me. I didn't know. I was in my 20s. Well, if they pay me more, then I'll do more. So consequently, I just got marginal raises as the years went by, and then eventually they closed. So I was doing this stuff too. There's no judgment here. The reason why I'm standing on top of a pedestal screaming this stuff is because I wish that I was taught this when I was in my 20s. I wish I was taught this when I was younger, right? And this is why I teach this to young people. I teach this to old people. We teach this to everybody. So guys, what we want to do here, there's another one. When I have more time. Isn't that a classic? When I have more time, then I'll do X. right? Everybody has the same amount of time. Everyone has the same amount of time. It's what are you doing with it? It's the activity management. All right, guys, so we're going to dig into C-type goals. Now, this is really the bulk of today. This is what I want to teach you guys. We taught you about the science behind what a goal is. We taught you that a goal is to make you grow and stretch and think. And a C-type goal is what do you want? Not what do you think you can get. I work with people all over the world, and I'll ask them a question, where are you at now? What are you making now? And they'll say, $5,000 a month. I'll say, great. What would you love to be making? And they'll say, boy, maybe if I could get to 10,000 a month, right? That's not a C-type goal. Now, there's nothing wrong with 10,000 a month, but that person's telling me what they think they can achieve, not what they want. And when you dig into this, there's no shortage of money and there's no shortage of ways to earn money, right? There's just a limited belief and maybe a lack of awareness, but we can work on that together. But you got to figure out what you want. Is it 7 figures a month? Why not? Like Warren Buffett earns 7 figures a day. Actually, he earns 8 figures a day. He probably earns 7 figures an hour most hours, right? So there's no shortage, guys. And I'm not saying you have to be Warren Buffett, but if you take where you are and where he is, and you just raise a fraction of a percent, you're a multi-millionaire. Does that make sense? I'm not telling you got to be Warren Buffett. Probably nobody here is going to get to that level. But just raising your level of awareness a little bit brings you to 7 figures a year. Does that make sense, guys? So it's really, what do you want? What do you want? Travel the world with the family. That's what I want to do. I want to have a business that I can operate from anywhere in the world from a laptop. That's something I said 5 years ago. Well, guess what? I'm on a laptop and I've been traveling the world, right? Now, I don't say that to impress you. I say it to impress upon you. I was an engineer for 15 years. I was a builder in construction for 20 years in parallel with some of that, right? Traditional things. I couldn't go anywhere. I was pinned to Massachusetts up until like 2 years ago, to be honest, right? But about 5 years ago, I made a decision. I just want to have businesses. I want to make limitless money and operate from anywhere in the world. And now here we're doing that. So if I can do it, guys, you can do it. But it starts with decision. Living in a perfectly healthy body. For some of you, that might be a C-type goal. It might be a C-type goal. So look at these guys. We want to set C-type goals. What do you want? And here's the most important part of the entire webinar, guys. Forget the how. Forget the how. If you knew how to get to 7 figures a month, you'd already be there. This was one of the things, as soon as I heard this phrase, it made so much sense to me. As an engineer, right? If you knew how to do something, you already would have done it. So forget the how. You need to make a decision of what you want, set a C-type goal, and I'm going to give you some homework right here and now. And this is a takeaway from today. And I want you guys to have this, right? I want you to write out 1 paragraph of a goal. Think about it. Figure out what you want. So for me, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning in excess of $21 billion in net worth and assets from multiple revenue streams in a calm, confident, heavenly manner, right? That is in my subconscious mind. That is why we have all these companies. That is the dominant thought in my mind. And it's on a goal card that I carry with me. It's over there on my dresser. But I want you guys to write a goal card, right? If it's a health goal card, you might say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am competing on stage by such and such a date at a fitness show, or getting to a certain amount of income. Whatever it is for you is whatever it is for you. But the homework from tonight, from today, is to write a goal card. Write a goal card. All right, guys? And we'll review that at the end. And I love what Bob says here. When a wealthy person reaches their goal, it's exactly what they expected. It's not a surprise. Whenever I hit some of my goals, I'm very grateful. I'm very extremely grateful, and I'm happy, but I'm not surprised. It doesn't surprise me. I'm not like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened, because this is all happening by law. Everything we do is by law, through visualization. I've already been there. I'm already on the yacht, right? This is the yacht we're going to get when we sell our company for $21 billion. I've been looking at this picture already for 2 years in the whole vision book of pictures. I'm not going to be surprised when we sell our software company for billions of dollars. I'm going to be very happy and grateful, but not surprised. That makes sense, guys? Throw some fire in the chat if that makes sense. Awesome. I love this quote by Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are correct. You guys should screenshot that one. That is such an accurate statement. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are correct. And most people are just programmed by school and society. I can't do that. I can't do that. You should pay attention to your language. Pay attention to your kids' language, because the only difference between them and the 1% is we just say, of course I can do that. I don't know how, but of course I can do that. Does that make sense, guys? It all starts with decision. It all starts with decision, right? Warren Buffett, he makes decisions. He gets an idea in his head. He makes a decision. It doesn't matter about the time or the money. Will this enhance my life? If it does, he begins immediately to put it into action. Grant Cardone makes decisions. If he gets an idea, he acts on it instantly, right? They don't procrastinate. If I get an idea, guys, I do not procrastinate. I get an idea 2 days ago. I kid you not, a brand new idea in the cryptocurrency space. And I acted on it instantly. I said yes, and I started acting on it instantly. I get new ideas all the time. Now, not every idea resonates, and I don't act on everything. But if it resonates and I say, yes, that is something that'll enhance my life, I don't worry about my calendar or money. I take action. Does that make sense, guys? Now, I wasn't always like that. I had to change my wiring and programming. And that's what we're going to discuss tomorrow. But everything starts with decision. Even my daughter, when we started working together, there was a period of time where she actually rejected this information. She rejected it for a little bit, and she was almost going to go the corporate way. But then she saw the results of some of our clients and she said, geez, the only variable here is me. It's not the information, it's me. And then she started studying with us, and the rest is history. Many of you know my daughter here. So guys, there is a science of wealth building, right? Today we did goal setting. Tomorrow we're going to do paradigms. We're going to teach you what a mental program is and how it got there. And then Thursday we're going to work on decision making and also faith, guys. So we're in for a power-packed week, right? We all have mentors. You can see here my mentor is Bob, and all the way up the lineage. So none of this information is mine. I've just been a really, really good student, and I hope you guys will become a good student as well. We need to learn to decide, right? Stop letting the world make decisions for you. Most people just sat home and waited for COVID to go away. There's a very small percentage of us that just kept on moving, taking actions, building companies. You're going to see all of the companies that were born out of the COVID era. There's been thousands of companies, thousands of ideas, making millions and billions of dollars, all from, well, how do we work at home? What's the new video equipment? What's the new methodology? What's the new cryptocurrency? Guys, you got to get really good at making decisions, really, really good at making decisions. So that's my time here today. Hopefully you got some value, right? The homework for today is to create a goal card. Create a goal card. Think about it. What is the one thing that if you achieved it in the next 12 months would change your life? It might be a fitness goal. It might be a health goal. It might be a relationship goal. For most of you, it's going to be a financial goal, right? If I got you guys to 100,000 a month through multiple revenue sources and you didn't have to work a job, that would change everything, wouldn't it? I mean, it certainly did for me. It's done it for a lot of our clients. That's my time here today. Please do the homework. Please share this, guys, all week long. Until tomorrow, be well, and God bless. We'll see you soon.